Hi everyone, this is Kelly from The Truth in Story, and as you can see, this is going to be a little bit of an organizing, and I'm not going to lie, they're probably going to get a couple of these because, well, one other one besides this one when I set up my actual bullet journal. I'm waiting for that to come in the mail or Friday. So you'll probably get another one then because I'm really ramped up for that. And that's Kelly Bear's fault. If you haven't seen her video, I will link it to, well, I'll link it now, but this has nothing really to do with that. But she made me she had a video on how she bullet journals. Now, I am a huge list maker, huge. So anytime I set up a planner system, it turns into what is essentially a bullet journal, but it doesn't work really well because it's not meant to be that way. I've been wanting to get a kind of compiling of key information together. I even started what I called like a book of light and shadows, but I just couldn't write anything in it. I kind of knew what I wanted, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. I have information in folders that I keep, that I use, that I have, very, stuff that I've gone through over this. I made these pages which you can download off of my website. I have just various things, even from notes from taking notes from different videos, like from some of Kellyanne Maddox's videos and things like that. So I have, like, this is a tarot one. This one I probably get out the most because this is all of my stuff for birth charts, elements and signs and planets and houses and aspects and modalities and, everything like that. So I do actually get into this one more often. So this one is quite a working one. Well, this is kind of, because I pretty much, have my tarot things down. It just, this was when I was really concentrating on learning, and it's information that I will want to keep. But in terms of having on my actual reading table, it's not really what I'm looking for. I'm not needing a long, in-depth conversation about something. I really just need a couple key things. So, what I normally keep for reference on my actual reading table, because I have this little, I gotta turn these around because I've got client names on it, but I have this little container here that is fantastic, and it holds, well, it held more things in it than that. Like right now, if I'm working on a particular deck, I'll keep the little white book, so Book of Shadows, if it's like something different than a typical deck. The Romantic Tarot, because that has different meanings. So I've got those in there, and I had more papers, but I took them out. And then in the front, it's the perfect size to hold a clipboard, which has, my docket for readings that I'm currently working on and things like that. But I also had in there a whole bunch of random paperwork just because I wanted it handy. I have always my fountain tarot and it's guidebook, and it's not because I really use like the long things. I'm just being honest here. I love these little quick synopsises. Some of them are so on point. There's a couple I don't 100% agree with, or they're just not how I generally see things. But for the most part, I just love these little 2-point bullet points. You can see, yes, Isabel ate it. In fact, I had to message Patrick tonight and say, can you, because I knew he had it. I'm like, can you tell me right here, the 8 and 9 of Wands have been totally eaten by little Isabel. This was when she was much, much younger. She doesn't do so much this anymore. But, yeah, so I had to get that bullet thing from him. But this stays in my thing as well as all of this paperwork. And then what really inspired me is with my box of Wonder from Miss Stone. And can I just say, I don't know why I'm leaning forward like you can see my face, but I just spent the last hour talking to Miss Stone on Skype. And can I just say that she is just as nice talking to in-person, on Skype person, as you would imagine after having seen her box of goodies. She's a sweetheart. She knows so much about stones. I've I've already told her once I start to do what I'm going to be doing, I will probably compile a list and talk to her again. She was fantastic to talk to. We had I got to see her decks and her collection all behind her. She has a wonderful collection of decks and a beautiful collection of stones. Clearly, that's not surprising. But she was such a sweetheart to talk to. But anyways, she had done this where, you know, for me, she had, you know, this is one I added in, but you know, she gave me, because she knows I don't know anything about stones, so she gave me this little spiral and it had information in it. And I thought, okay, that's what I kind of need to be thinking of in terms of compiling information. Now, this is not something I want to compile. It was just over here. So I went to the bookstore and was trying to find what, because I really wasn't sure what I wanted. And then I saw these little skinny journals. They are handcrafted in Maine, it says, ruled pages, archival paper. They had nice little tiny ruled lines. And it just feels, you know, really nice. I think I counted the pages. So they were $8, but then if you have, you can get 15% off if you have a Barnes & Noble's coupons. And I could have, you know, I'm going to have to see if I can maybe, because I actually think I want one more of these. But they're nice and thin. They fit in my box, you know, nicely. Especially the two of them will fit in there, no problem, that I had purchased. And so I started to work on this, and I just wanted to kind of show you how I'm taking all of this kind of information and this kind of information and how I'm compiling that into this. And I'm treating it a little bit like a bullet journal in the sense that I have an index, because that's, you know, and again, you can watch Kelly Bear's bullet journal thing, as well as, although she seems so excited about bullet journals that I still did have to go, sorry Kelly Bear, I did have to go watch the actual bullet journal link. But again, I will put all those links when I do my actual bullet journal. But one of the foundations of bullet journaling is that you have a very good index. So after, you know, kind of planning out my own regular bullet journal / planner, it dawned on me that I could use some of these same things to work for what I really is essentially a little white book for my reading table. Now, this is not completely done, but I have kind of, because I wanted to see what I had pages for. So I do have a lot of it spaced in. I just need to go back in and fill things. So I have an index here where, and I've gone through and, you know, numbered the pages, and I have an index. So for tarot, I have the majors, wands, swords, cups, although I did stick little tabs because I need to be able to just quickly get to them. I really only access this kind of stuff for, and I went through and put, so here I have, you know, put lined, I dubbed for tarot, I split the pages in half. So I have the name, I have this little 2 synopsis that came from the Fountain Tarot, and then I'm going to add my main keywords, not much, like I'm not going to write out, this isn't about like journaling about it, it's about getting that key information that I might want access to. So I will make sure, you know, I'll be getting, you know, like the elemental, not elemental, but well, for the majors, elemental, astrological correspondences, you know, colors, if there's any colors, anything like that, that I just want kind of key information will go into these, and just a couple keywords. I'm not looking for anything that is, it's just my condensed version of things, my shorthand, so to speak. So it starts with the majors, obviously, and goes through, and then I have it for the wands, and I have it for those I messed up, but I need to get some white out. I have the swords. I've written along the top of the page what they are with some color, you know, then I have the cups. And so I went through and did that with, obviously, there's the coins, and I did that with all of the tarot cards. Then I put in just the basic number correspondences. There's a couple more things I'm going to write about court cards, but I have the initiating, questing, creating, and controlling from the Marielle, because that was a really big deal for me. And I cut a couple other things I'm going to put about courts, the court cards there. And then I have a space for information on each of the elements. Elements are really important to me, and so I'm going to put probably like the astrological things, you know, the signs, although I pretty much know those. But it's not just for me. The other thing that I thought about truthfully with this is that, you know, by the time I'm done with these 2, possibly 3 booklets, I will have kind of a condensed version of how I use all of the things that are around me. And so that someday, truthfully, Katie has that, just not within all over the place in notebooks and stuff, but kind of a condensed, this is the core idea of what I thought about all these different things, and it will help her in the future. I then go into Lenormand, and again, I just skip right into the next thing, and it's on a page number. So here we have Lenormand on page 45. I can go to 45. I split these into 4 on a page because I really don't keep much Lenormand. It's just keywords that I started with, and you know, then I just kind of, if I want to add something in, I've got a little bit of room to add things in. So I split that into 4, and so then I have all my keywords for Lenormand. And then goes into Kippers. I have starred off the master ones. I haven't gone through and put the keywords in, but it will look the exact same as Lenormand. And again, I have the orange stars there for the master numbers. And then at the end of the Kippers, I listed the MasterCard for the Kippers, because that sometimes I do reference, because with my main Kipper deck, I don't have them marked as to what the MasterCards are. So I do like to have the master list open as I'm kind of quickly flipping through. And then I went into the Grand Tableau houses because, and I messed this up, so I just put some washi tape on there. But I flip back and forth between the 8x4 plus 4 and the 9x4, depending on certain things. And so because I keep flipping back and forth, sometimes I get lost as to my houses. Although you know, when I'm doing one and staying with it, I don't have that problem, but I do sometimes want to reference that. So I put that in there so I have the reference of the houses. Then I have my charms. I have not gotten very far with this. So I'm listed, first of all, I've just listed out 36 Lenormand because I have a charm that goes with each of those. And then I'm going to just basically list, well, I'm going to put the charm next to it because that tells me all I need to know about that charm. But then I'm going to list my other charm and just a brief keyword of what that means to me, because again, sometimes if I haven't done a charm casting for a while, I'll grab a charm and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot kind of what this was for. And someday down the road, Katie has a list of all my charms and what I associated those with. I had another extra page which I accidentally put lines through, but that's okay. So then I went through to make the basics of the 4 playing card suits, so clubs, diamonds, spades, and hearts. And then I have a split in 4 again to be able to put just keywords about playing card associations, that as I'm using this particular book which I've been working with. I haven't finished that one. I've written in all of the pages I need going through them, but I haven't. That was the last thing. It was like 3 in the morning and I was done. I'm going to have a section for runes where I'm just again going to be splitting it up into probably in half, because I do like what's on this card in terms of the translation of it, the earthly meaning and the spiritual meaning. And so these I just alphabetized and I'm going to put those in alphabetically. So basically this has anything in it. This has got the basic key information for divination style things. So tarot, Lenormand, Kipper, charm casting, playing card divination, rune casting. So that kind of thing, all in this little tiny book. I don't know if this says what the size of it is so that you can tell. No, I don't see where it says the size of it, but it's pretty small. I mean, this is a playing card. I don't have too much hair. This is a Bohemian Gothic. It's not much wider than my Bohemian Gothic. It's just taller. So it's a very compact size, and it basically becomes a little white book for all of my my divination things. So I'm really excited about this. Is exactly what I've been trying to do something like this for months, and just not knowing what format I wanted it in. And then once it just all clicked into place, I was like, okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. It can sit right here on my table, and I can just grab it if I need a quick resource. So this second one is for stones. This is going to become my stone. Now this one I have still working out, so I haven't even put anything in it because I was testing it on that one. Because again, I'm going to have an index, but because I'm going to be adding to it, they're not going to stay super alphabetical because I'm going to be adding things to it, because I'm like, okay, do I want to leave a couple pages for all the alphabet? But again, you don't know. I think that I'm just not, then I'm thinking I may actually do it. Well, then I'm also going to have, collection. So I'm going to have a page, and those will all go into an index, just like what I showed you in the other one. I'll have a couple pages of index, and I'll have a page for healing, and I'll list just this different stones that work for the things that I do. So healing, it will be for abundance, things that I'm going to use for abundance. A lot of times I'm looking for healing, stress reduction, things that would go good for work type readings, and I'm going to have like collections like that so that I have it, and then I'll have probably split in half, so that I'll have for each type of stone that I have and its basic properties, and things like that. And so this is going to become my own personal little stone Bible. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I think that it turned out really exactly what I wanted. I think it's going to be very useful, and I just thought I would pop on and share it because this may be something that you might find to be helpful. Again, as a reference, this isn't intended to be a journal. Oh, the other thing I'm going to do is candles. Because I have become, I use candles now for all my readings. I have some more coming with these kind of colored candles. Well, the different colors, mean different things. And so I'm going to have a section. I haven't decided. That's why I'm kind of thinking I want a third one for I don't know what, for energetic work, I guess, to put like chakras in. That's not really divination. Everything in here is a divination tool, and everything in here is stone. So I think I need to pick up a third one that will be other. So I just want a concise information about the Kabbalah, concise information about the chakras, concise information about colors of candles, or just color information, that kind of stuff, which technically the elements could have gone in there, but that does go very much in with the tarot as well, but I might have a section for elements. So in the end, I would end up with 3 very small books that are going to really hold all the key information that I would want quick access to on my reading table. So I think that's pretty cool, and I thought I'd come on and share that with you. I've been using, I wanted to show you. So I've been mostly using, I have these 2 little books, and these look like they may be Pocket Notes, Barnes and Nobles. So maybe their company only, but I'm sure there's other things like it. They did have, they have smaller Moleskine ones as well. I just really liked the extra thin ruled nature of it, and I liked that it was thin because, again, I wanted it to fit in these little pockets back here on my reading table. So these ended up being the perfect size. So then tools wise, I've just been using, of course, sticky tabs. I'm a big sticky tab person of all shapes and sizes. I got a little ruler here that I just kind of stick on here to draw my lines, depending on, if it's these, because it's got lines, it really helps. Now my bullet journal that I have coming is grid, but for this, I wanted just, the lines were fine. So I just kind of laid on here and, make my lines. kind of go over here and make my line. So I've been using this brown. Now these pens are, and they're perfect for it. And I'm going to probably end up getting more of them. I'm a big pen freak too. I have pens, Sharpie markers. These, I like very thin pens like this. I have a couple different kinds, but these are my favorite. And these are the Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners. They are not cheap, but I tend to get them with like a 50 or 60% off coupon at Michael's. So I want to say this kit that I got that had these colors in it, and probably some more that are over there. I want to say it was like $15. Maybe 20, between 15 and 20, but I got a 60% off coupon. And they're just fantastic. You can see even the dark brown, you can see it through there, but it's not bad at all. And these are very thin pages. But I use these for anything to do with calendars or anything like that. So I love these pens. So I've been using these pens with this. I've been doing the bulk of things in brown and then just accenting colors with what the titles are and things like that. I'll do more of that with bullet journaling, but for this, yeah. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I've been just using this and this and this. And then so far, I've gotten the information I want out of the Fountain Tarot. I have my Lenormand keywords that I've gotten rid of. The Kipper I still need to write in, but they'll be going in. My charm casting papers will be going in. I have some keywords for the major arcana that I've had forever in that book that have migrated out. That will be going in, there eventually. This is another big spread that I will be adding probably a page of this master method that you use for Kipper Lenormand or playing cards. I started to make a video on it, but it got convoluted, so I need to redo it. This is fascinating. I think people will really enjoy that video. This is another thing that goes with that. This is chakra information that will be going in there. Chakra information, that's all going to go in there. I'm going to have a place for it. My rune stuff's going to be going in there. All this, the basic information I need from the playing cards going in there. So all of this stuff plus more that I have in my other books are going to end up being condensed in these three little, plus all my stones. So technically all of this is going into one book. Maybe a little like the chakras might go into another one because this is going to be stones. So all this kind of craziness that's shoved back there and falls everywhere is going to be neatly into these little books. So, okay, I'm going to stop because I love stuff like this. I've always been a paper and pen freak. And like I said, I'm a huge list maker. So this makes me extremely, extremely happy. So I'm going to stop and I will talk to you later.